Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Leanna, and today we're talking about sourcing smarter at the thrift store. I think that the number one way that most of us source, I was going to say thrift, but most of us source, are at the thrift stores. And I wanted to share with you some tips and tricks that I use that help me save time and money when using thrift stores for inventory. So number one thing that I've done, and I learned this when we moved, is I just Google search thrift stores near me to find out what did I have access to, what stores were here in town, what was closer to me, what was close to each other, all that kind of stuff. It gave me options, and I thought that was really good. And I think this is a good tip, especially if you're newer to an area or if you're new to thrifting in general. Google thrift stores near me and go by that, and then start going to these stores. When you start going to the stores, you're going to learn all sorts of things. You're going to learn their hours of operation. You're going to learn their return policies, which is really important. We'll get to that later. You're going to learn a lot about these stores, but one of the best things you can learn is what value those stores can give you for your business. So for instance, when we moved, I Googled, thrift stores near me because I was new. I had no idea. Found out that we had 6 stores here in town. We will soon have 7 because we have a Talese opening up in August, which is kind of cool. I'm looking forward to exploring that. But we have 6 stores, and we went to all 6 stores on a regular basis to get the feel of the land. You know what I mean? And I know now, after 2 years, and actually this happened about a year ago, so about after a year, I realized that there were 3 stores here in town that I don't even bother going into anymore because I would leave empty-handed more often than not. And it wasn't because they were horrible stores or anything like that. It's just they didn't have the brands I wanted, and if they did, they were priced that to a point where it just wasn't worth it for me, and I was leaving empty-handed, so I don't bother to go into those stores. I might check them out once every 6 months just to see if anything's changed, and I think that's a good program for me to do that. But I do sort of go to 3 stores mainly here in town: my Goodwill, my Value Village, and my Mission Thrift. And I go to them on a regular basis because I know that the brands are there, or the items are there, or the price point is there. And I continuously get items there that are good for my business. So I kept a record of everything that I bought, knowing that it would teach me what stores were good for my business. So keeping a written record or an Excel file or whatever it is you want to do, talking about what items you bought for what price point, so that you can go back and look and figure out, what stores are the best for me, and spend your time at those stores as opposed to the stores that give you no value. That will save you a lot of time, for sure. Okay, so keeping a record, knowing where your stores are. You also want to know when your stores have sales. So you're going to join email lists, and you're going to join Facebook pages and Instagram pages, just so you know, like they email you, or they'll put on Facebook, hey, we're having a sale this weekend, or whatever. You're also going to know about seniors days or special days that they have where they offer deeper discounts. I know that Value Village in town is Seniors Day every Tuesday for 30% off. I think our local Goodwill has a Seniors Day, but it's weird. It's like every 3rd Monday, I think it is, of the month, and I think it's only 25%. Don't quote me. It's not one I always go to because it's hard to remember. Every Tuesday is easy. Every 3rd, whatever it is, I forget all the time. So, but knowing when they are really does help keep your cost of goods low. So you want to do that. You also want to know if the stores give you coupons for your birthday, or certain shoppers clubs will give extra coupons or extra sales to the people that belong to them. You want to know what stores give coupons for donations. So I know that Value Village gives us a 20% off coupon if we donate. And my local Mission Thrift was giving a 15% off coupon. I don't know if they're still doing it, but they did, which is great, because that means that I can save that extra money. It means I get 20% off my cost of goods, which is fantastic. So whenever you can take advantage of that, absolutely do that. So make sure you follow them everywhere you can, and making friends with the employees, because they will tell you when sales are coming up as well. And I don't mean make friends with them, take them out for coffee. I mean, be respectful, be nice, pick up stuff, be, friendly with them, that kind of thing. All right. So when you're in the thrift store, these are my tips. Always go sourcing when you've had good sleep, you're well rested, you're full. If you know where the bathrooms are, all that good stuff. You want to feel good. You want to feel energetic. You want to in order to make good decisions, you want to feel like you're going to be making good decisions. All right. So take your time. Absolutely take your time. Being rushed usually means you're going to be making mistakes. However, I do believe that you could say, hey, I got an extra 10 minutes. I'm going to pop into the Goodwill, and you can do some really good things with that 10 minutes. So there are always, exceptions to the rule. But take your time. You want to be able to look up the comps, says me. You want to look up comps and sell-through rates on items, especially if you're not familiar with the brands or the item itself, because you want to make sure you're making the right decisions. You want to look for flaws, because not all thrift stores have return policies. I know that my local Value Village does let you return clothing and shoes, I think it is. I think it's 10 days with the tag still on, so if you get it home and find a flaw, you can take it back, which is great, but other stores don't let you do that. So make sure you're looking at your items, because if you get it home and notice a flaw and you can't take it back, you either wasted your money because you can't sell it as it is, or you have to spend more time on it to fix it, or you're going to get a lower rate of return, so you're not going to make as much money. So you want to make sure all those mistakes, all those things are done before you purchase it, before you put your money into it. Use the time first. That way you don't have to use it after. So yeah, take your time, inspect for flaws. And you know what? Sometimes go with your gut. Sometimes you're looking at an item, and I don't have anything around me that... Here, I'll show you my new candle. I'm a candle person. So go with your gut and go, oh yeah, that's nice. I like that. It's a Bed Bath & Beyond. That's cool. I don't even know what the price was. It was new too, so I made sure. That's cool. Somebody's going to like that. And then maybe do your comp search with that. I still suggest doing comp searches even with the weird and wonderful. But weird and unusual, colorful usually does sell. Maybe not right away, but there's a buyer out there for it. That's something Wendy and I were talking about, weird selling. And I do believe that weird can sell quite well, actually. What you want to do, too, when you go into a thrift store is in your brain a mental checklist of sales that you've had or heard about, brands that you've heard about that were really good for somebody, or things that were really bad for somebody. You can always double check those comps as well, because just because somebody said blah blah XYZ didn't sell for me, it might sell for you. I mean, we all have those brands, right? Where somebody says American Eagle sells really well for me, and I'm like, yeah, I can't give it away. So it's interesting. Do your comps. That is the number one rule there. Take your time, feel good about it, and check for flaws, and have a good time doing it. Because you know what? This is the most fun part of our business. I think, except for making money, sourcing is probably the most fun I have doing this business. All right, last one. Knowing where to source and when to get the best deals is great. It's half the battle, absolutely. But you know what? Knowing when not to source is part of it too. So honestly, if you have a 300-piece death pile sitting there waiting to be listed, and you're going out and you're spending more money, getting more items, sourcing more, you might want to think about that death pile. Because you know what? You don't necessarily need to be sourcing if you have a whole bunch of stuff that needs to be listed. So knowing when to not source can really help your business as well. And honestly, on that note, I am telling you that for the next 2 weeks, I am not sourcing. And it's not because my death pile is like so huge. It's not. It's pretty manageable, and I like where it is. And I actually like having a bit of a death pile, because I look at it like filling my pantry or filling my freezer, so that, you know what, I have that convenience of pulling something out and eating it or selling it in the future. So I don't mind having a bit of a death pile. But right now, for me, for the next 2 weeks, I need to reorganize. And I cannot reorganize if I keep going out sourcing and bringing new stuff in. I need to deal with what I have here, and I need to get some of that death pile listed. So it's a good thing that I have that pile that I can pull from and I can list it. but I need to get organized. So I won't be sourcing for the next 2 weeks. So knowing when not to source is also key as well. That is it for today. I've had a week actually. I actually had a small injury to my leg. It happened, I don't know how it happened. I think I put socks on or something. Kidding. I don't know. I'm at that age. And it was fine. Wednesday, I was limping a little bit, thinking, okay, what's going on? But Wednesday night, I did not sleep because of the pain, and I woke up in tears on Thursday. I am fine now. I took some medicine. I rested yesterday. I am so thankful for this business because, you know what? I could rest. I could be in my bed or sitting on my couch, and I could still be listing or cross-listing. So it made me feel good that I could still work and make money. I didn't have to call in sick. So I was very thankful that I do this business. And that's a really good positive way to end this. Anyway, that is it for me today. Let me know any tips that you have about sourcing at thrift stores down in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye, guys.